Now look, I just want to make this clear up front. I am not celebrating, I don't condone, and I'm not happy about what it is that happened to Charlie Kirk. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and act like I have any empathy towards it. I'm not. There's a lot of rewriting of who Charlie Kirk was happening right now. I'm seeing it on the right, of course, but I'm also seeing it on the left. And let's be 100% honest. We can't sit here and act like Charlie Kirk was some angel, was some saint who was doing the Lord's work. That's the reason why in this video, I want to do something a little bit different. And I want to take you guys through the truth about Charlie Kirk and some of the rhetoric that it is that he has been spewing over the years that has led to some people celebrating what's happened to him, which I don't condone. It's completely wrong. We should never celebrate death. Even though I will show you in this video, Charlie Kirk has done some very vile things to people that are no longer with us. And I'm going to show you guys in this clip. Okay? So, let's take a look. You guys can see on my screen here. Like I said, I'm doing something a bit different here, but just bear with me. And I want to show you guys this clip. I'm going to turn it up so you guys can hear it. So you can see Charlie Kirk goes after Martin Luther King and refers to him as a bad man and says that the Civil Acts riot was a mistake.
It's true. And Kirk's...
My apologies.
It's true. And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. As we note in the piece, Kirk has previously described Kirk as a hero and a civil rights icon. It's true. I used to be wrong. What inspired Kirk to shift his view on MLK? Why does Kirk think that MLK is a bad guy? When Kirk says that MLK says, quote, one good thing he didn't believe, what does he mean by that? Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right? Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act was a mistake.
So look, I mean, straight away, this is a guy who was very divisive, attacked certain groups, and even when you take a look at the clip and you look at the playback, look at the smirk and the smile on his face, he's almost doing it with glee to speak bad about someone who is a hero to so many people. This is one example. Let's go to the next clip and I'll show you guys as well, really quick. Once again, Charlie Kirk said that Martin Luther King was not worthy of a national holiday and even calling Martin Luther King's influence really harmful. Let's take a look.
We talk about the positives, and then we also get into some of the other implications of this. We're a truth-seeking show, but I can say declaratively, this guy is not worthy of a national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful. What do we have, guys? Rough Greens? Roughgreens.com. You've heard me talk about Rough Greens. Now it's literally helping thousands of dogs feel better and live longer, including my dog, Mr. Briggs.
So, once again, like, listen to how he's talking about Martin Luther King. And what's funny is this: the very thing that he says in this video, that Martin Luther King isn't worthy of a national holiday. Respectfully, the way that the right are treating this, I saw JD Vance walking with Charlie Kirk's coffin. I wonder how many children that have been massacred has JD Vance walked with their coffin, walked with their parents. I can probably guarantee what the number is. Let's keep going. You can see here Charlie Kirk saying that black people were better off in slavery before the 1940s. This is vile.
This shows they were actually better in the 1940s.
So let's really think about that. Charlie Kirk is basically saying that black people were better when they were slaves rather than now when they're free. This is the kind of rhetoric that came out of this guy's mouth. And once again, let me just reaffirm for those of you that are out there that will probably try and clip this up, that are listening on the right, we don't condone what happened to Charlie Kirk. But as you will see towards the end of this video, Charlie Kirk condoned what happened to Charlie Kirk. Let's keep going.
Yeah, and it's very simple. So how do you love somebody? You love them so much to correct their error.
Yeah.
And so let's just, take the pride conversation out because people think it's an identification, which it's not. It's just sexual behavior. But it's, if you meet an alcoholic or you meet a drug addict, do you affirm their struggle? No. You say, you're better than this. Let's get you free from that. Let's get you free from that activity. Yeah, and
referring to gay people as being an error, like, are people understanding who this individual is? The person that people on the right are trying to turn into this hero, a legend. Donald Trump only referred to him as a legend simply because Charlie Kirk played a massive hand in helping Donald Trump get re-elected. That's the only reason as to why that's the case. I guarantee if Charlie Kirk was alive today and for some apparent reason Charlie Kirk turned on Donald Trump tomorrow, he wouldn't be referring to him as a legend. He'd be using all the negatives that he can use to refer to him, just like you've seen Donald Trump with so many people who was once in his corner before. Let's keep going.
Is in Leviticus 18 is that thou shalt lay with another man shall be stoned to death. Just saying. So,
I mean, like, if that's not promoting violence against a certain group just because of the fact that you don't believe in what they believe, I don't know what is. I don't know what to tell you. I genuinely don't. This is a guy who spewed hate on a regular basis. Let's keep going.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage, but I can't stand the word.
How ironic. How ironic that Charlie Kirk himself said he doesn't believe in empathy and it's doing a lot of damage. But so many people on the right now want everybody else to have empathy for Charlie Kirk. This is the reason as to why Charlie Kirk should understand the Bible speaks about power, there's power. What was it? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Something along those lines. What a man sows that he shall reap. There's so many things, examples, and Charlie Kirk, unfortunately, the hate that he's getting now post his death, a lot of this came from the rhetoric that came out of his mouth once again. We don't condone what he done. But this is what he's been spewing for years, built a career off of this. Let's keep going.
And these people are sick, and I don't say that lightly. The NCAA is a perverted organization. They platformed a biological male who won a national championship and then was allowed in incredibly disturbing detail to be around you and your fellow competitors. And again, I blame the decline of American men. This never should have been, someone should have just took care of it the way we used to take care of things in the 1950s or 60s. But, as you have testosterone rates go down and men start acting like women and they don't do anything, then, hey, who's to say? You're going to, look, there are a lot of sick people in the world, unfortunately, and without the strength to go against them, the country's going to completely, and these people are sick.
So what does Charlie mean when he says that should be dealt with the way that we did in the 1950s and the 1960s? What did he mean? This is what I'm speaking about when all of these people on the right are trying to rewrite Charlie Kirk and what he stood for and what he was about. Why is he calling for violence against a group just because of the fact he doesn't believe what they believe? I don't believe what Charlie Kirk believes, but you will never ever find me saying that Charlie Kirk should have violence upon his head. You wouldn't find that. But this is what the problem is, and this is the reason why it's so hard for people to show any empathy to what's took place. Because this is what he built his career on, spewing about other people. Let's continue.
I hate being lied to, and I hate being propagandized. And this weekend, there was an all-out propaganda campaign trying to make it seem as if Israel is intentionally starving the people of Gaza. I hate being lied to, especially by the media networks. They lied to us about COVID. They lied to us about the vaccines. They lied to us about open borders. They lied to us Hunter Biden laptop. Joining us now is Rabbi.
So, just to clarify the points there, I shouldn't even need to do this, but we know what's been happening in Gaza, and we know that the people there are literally starving. The United Nations and agencies have reported daily deaths from malnutrition continuing in Gaza. UN experts and human rights bodies have urged for urgent humanitarian aid and ceasefire to address the extreme food shortages and prevent further starvation and death. Charlie Kirk getting on the airwaves spreading misinformation on purpose. On purpose. This is someone who knows exactly what it is that they're doing. Let's continue.
I was hate crime 5 times in one night, okay? 3 of them by Trump supporters.
What happened to you?
Okay, for one of them, I was just walking, and then I see this truck full of 4 white men pass by me, MAGA apparel, everything, you know. And then...
Did they say this is MAGA country?
Anyways, they drove past me, and they were like, you bend over.
Okay, so they said the N-word on campus to you?
Well, yes.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so what happened to them when you reported them?
I didn't report them.
Oh, really? Okay, so maybe it didn't happen.
Okay, anyways.
I don't believe you. I'm being honest, I don't believe you. I think you're making it up.
Okay. Anyways.
I refuse to believe that somebody on this campus would go around and sheepishly call you the N-word. I refuse to believe that.
I mean, guys, man. I'm like, so many people that are out there, can they not do basic research? Like, everything that I've shown you is not me trying to push propaganda to you guys. I'm showing you guys from Kirk's own mouth. An individual steps up to the mic and tells Charlie Kirk about a racist incident that's took place towards him, and Charlie Kirk, in front of probably thousands, a couple thousand people, turns around and responds, I don't believe you. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And this is the issue. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going.
Spiritual battle is coming to the West. And the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life. And the American way of life is very simple. I want to be able to get married, buy a home, have kids, allow them to ride their bike till the sun goes down, send them to a good school, have a low-crime neighborhood, not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school, while also not having them have to hear the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day. That's important. We want the American way of life, which is, by the way, Christendom. Christians, our sacrifice, our toil, our vision.
So guys, what happened to separation of church and state? What happened to separation of church and state? That's something that I want to know. You see, I want you guys to do something. If you guys have got ChatGPT or any AI whatsoever, go into that AI and simply ask it one question. Simply say to it, if Jesus were alive and heard everything that Charlie Kirk said, good and bad combined, what would Jesus say to Charlie Kirk? You see, I done that. And you know what it said? It said that Jesus would speak about to Charlie Kirk and would tell him to practice humility, not casting the first stone, not being judgmental of others. The problem with someone like a Charlie Kirk always going on and trying to act like he's a Christian is I don't see nothing about Charlie Kirk that is Christ-like. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't see anything about him that was Christ-like. And that's obviously one of the issues. Let's keep going because I don't want this video to go on too much longer.
It's called Judea and Samaria. It's not called Palestine.
You don't believe that Palestine?
I mean, we all know where Charlie Kirk stood when it comes to Palestine, you know, but denying that Palestine even exists, let's keep going.
To see you. So I just have one question.
I want you guys to pay close attention to this one, because this one, let's continue.
How they're killing little kids, man.
Well, hold on. Killing kids. You mean they drop leaflets before they bomb in Gaza? They warn civilian corridors before they ever.
I mean, we already know that's a lie straight off the bat. We already know IDF soldiers are literally using Gazans and Palestinian people for target practice and just having fun with them. Absolutely disgusting. Let's keep going.
The question is macro.
White individuals are actually more likely to be attacked, especially even per capita.
I want to get to a particular video that I want to end this with. And this video, unfortunately for Charlie Kirk, is the video of him condoning what happened to himself. Let me show you guys this clip.
A lot of it, though, is this woke.
We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is.
I think it's worth it to have some gun deaths so we can protect our right for the Second Amendment. Charlie Kirk's own words. And what the problem is for someone like Charlie is this. When he said that, he just never thought that he would be a person that would be the victim of gun violence. Because what Charlie needed to understand in this moment is this: upon the time that he was killed, even if he had a gun, guess what? It wouldn't have saved him. But if Charlie and people like Charlie were to defend what people are standing for and saying common sense gun laws, it probably would have been a lot harder for the shooter to actually kill and murder Charlie Kirk. Remember, I don't condone what happened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk condoned what happened to Charlie Kirk. Let this be a lesson to everyone. It's time to wake up. It's time to really pass gun control laws in the United States of America. And more importantly, it's time to protect those children and kids that are in schools. That's what's needed right now. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this video in the comment section below. And once again, please do not get this confused. I don't condone what happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't find any happiness or any glee in what happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't. But unfortunately, Charlie Kirk condoned what happened to Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. And I send my condolences out to his children. They don't deserve this. And unfortunately, they'll grow up and never get to know who their father is. And that is the heartbreaking thing out of all of this. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. You don't have to subscribe.